How is the Temple of Darkness?
It was really dark.
It is, after all, the resting place of my altar. One should expect some darkness.
That's right, you're a dark elemental.
Darkness is quite pleasant. It wraps the world in a warm, black blanket. It would seem, though, that my altar was converted into a temple of some sort during my sleep.
I think it was Crucius that built the temples.
Crucius is that institution in the heavens where goddess Martel lives, right?
Yes, I suppose that describes it well enough.
So the Church of Martel's followers turned the Centurion's altars into temples.
Indeed. It's rather rude to remodel someone's home without asking permission. They've ruined the bleakness of my magnificent lair.
What's the big deal? Still plenty dark.
The quality of the darkness is as different as night and day. Can you truly not appreciate that fact?
I guess some differences are too subtle for we humans to perceive.
So who is Celes?
Celes is the half-sister of Zelos, the Chosen.
She has a frail constitution. Without the aid of an X-sphere, even everyday activities are difficult for her.
X-spheres. Those stones with mysterious powers, right? And they were made by the Desians.
Yes. They allow people to amp their abilities to their full potential. Both of us have one.
The king has issued an order demanding the surrender of all X-spheres. So we'll have to return these as well someday.
At any rate, Celes didn't waste any time in giving her X-sphere back. And that's why Zelos has been so worried about her.
When Celes is involved, the Chosen has a tendency to lose his composure.
Anyone so much as touches a hair on her head and he'd hunt them down to the gates of hell itself.
Wow, that's so dashing. I wish I had an older brother like that.
Duke Bryant, welcome back. Ah, and Miss Sheena, you grace us with your presence.
It's been a while, Sebastian.
And you would be Sir Emile, Miss Marta, and Sir Tenebrae, correct? Duke Bryant was good enough to send word ahead of your visit.
Thank you. We've come about the Glacies' core.
Yes, well, one of our servants, a man named Tokunaga, informed us that he had come into possession of an unusual jewel.
Isn't that the butler we saw coming out of the item shop?
The same. It seems that he had just purchased the core when we saw him.
Could you please call Mr. Tokunaga for us?
What could that be?
It's Lady Celes. Lady Celes has been kidnapped by Sir Lloyd.
What? Sir Bud kidnapped Lady Celes?
Sir Bud?
Are you talking about Lloyd?
We'll explain later. Which way did he go?
Out the second floor window.
We have to go after him.
Where is he?
Tenebrae, can you sense Glacies around here?
I do sense a presence getting further from here. However, energy from another Centurion's core is causing some interference.
Another core? Like lumens. Lloyd has that.
No, this would be Solemn's core, I believe. Why would Solemn's core be here?
We can wonder about that later. Let's split up and start searching.
Whoa, excuse you. It's you.
Zelos Wilder.
Huh. Never expected to see you in my neck of the woods.
We don't have time for that. Lloyd kidnapped your sister.
What are you talking about?
It's true.
Lloyd!
Lloyd Irving.
I've been waiting for you. Come back here!
Damn it.
I lost him.
You're saying that was Lloyd?
Of course. Are you blind?
Don't make me laugh. That's not Lloyd.
You idiot! Your sister's been kidnapped!
Don't get your britches in a bunch, kid. Lloyd wouldn't do something like that to Celes. That was not Lloyd.
Where are you going?
I'm going home. If someone's gone to all the trouble of kidnapping Celes, I'm sure they left me some sort of message. You come too. You want to see Lloyd, right?
Master Zelos! Lady Celes has been...
The kid already filled me in.
Duke Bryant and Miss Sheena are currently out looking for Lady Celes.
Regal and Sheena?
It looks like Lloyd's already skipped town. Oh,
Marta.
Emil.
Sebastian, tell me exactly what happened.
I was the one who witnessed it, Master Zelos. I had presented Lady Celes with an exceptional gem called the Glacies. I had just begun explaining its origins when it happened. Sir Lloyd suddenly came in through the window. He grabbed Lady Celes along with the gem and escaped.
You mean Lloyd has Glacies' core?
I'm sorry, Marta. If only I caught him.
And there's been no word from Lloyd?
We have yet to hear anything.
That's weird.
What's so weird about it? Lloyd's after all of the cores.
Then why go to the trouble of kidnapping Celes? I'm telling you, that's not Lloyd.
You're wrong. It was Lloyd. I saw him with my own eyes.
What would you know about Lloyd anyway? You really think he smells like that?
Smell?
Yep, when he ran by me, there was this horrible stench. I thought I was gonna pass out. Lloyd's never been the sort to wear cologne, and even if he was, he'd never put on something that putrid.
Now that you mention it, it did smell a bit familiar.
Was it Ode to Seduction?
That's it! Wait, that would mean Dex was disguised as Lloyd?
Hey, you guys want to enlighten the rest of us as to what you're talking about?
Well, you see...
Ratatosk, huh? I gotta say, that's quite the tale. So anyway, there's a good chance the Lloyd we saw was actually this Vanguard guy Dex in disguise.
Judging from the smell, I think so.
Alright, come with me for an audience with His Majesty. Let Regal and Sheena know when they come back.
Understood.
An audience?
The House of Wilder is second in status only to the royal family. We have to report this immediately. Let's go.
Zelos, chosen one, I'm told that Bud has kidnapped Celes.
To be more accurate, Your Majesty, she was taken by an imposter of his. We believe the Vanguard may be involved.
Excuse me, why do you call him Bud?
Because he's my bud.
You say those barbarians who call themselves the Silveranti Liberation Front committed this crime? How awful!
Your Majesty, Duke Bryant and Shina Fujibayashi of Mizuho have arrived.
I would speak with them. It seems matters have become quite grave.
Your Majesty, we come bearing new information about the current situation.
Scouts from my village reported seeing a Rayard overhead flying east.
East of here. That could be the Cape Fortress.
Marta?
The Vanguard has a base in the Cape Fortress.
So, Marta dear, how do you know something like that?
Well,
Former Vanguard, huh?
A member of the Vanguard?
Stop, please! Marta has nothing to do with the Vanguard anymore.
And right now, my sister's life is more important. Put away your weapons! So far, the Vanguard hasn't made any attempt to contact me regarding my sister's kidnapping. Which is why I suspect they've abducted Celes in order to get to Lloyd rather than me.
Why would they do that?
Emil, the Vanguard's after the cores too, correct? That would include whatever cores Lloyd has.
I see. They took Celes so they can make a trade with Lloyd.
Well, it could just be coincidence. Celes came in possession of the core. They set out to steal it, and ended up grabbing her when they realized she'd be useful as well.
Dex, how could he?
We'll need to infiltrate the Vanguard's base. Your Majesty, in case our plan should fail, I would request the Royal Army be ready to take up the search for Celes.
Of course. I'll have my generals make the necessary preparations immediately. As for Mizuho...
I've already asked my people to start a search.
Excellent. But Chosen One, shouldn't you consider staying behind in the city?
If I don't get some thrills in now and then, I'll grow old before my time. Well then, Your Majesty, we will take our leave.
I'd like to say something before we go.
Is something the matter?
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
It's about Lloyd. I've been thinking, what if all of these terrible things I've been blaming on Lloyd were actually done by his imposter?
Emil!
I don't know. Maybe this is the only time it's his imposter. Of course, it could turn out that the real Lloyd is responsible for this. But every time I hear one of Lloyd's friends talk about him, it's hard to believe he's the same person who did all of those terrible things. So...
I appreciate what you're trying to say, but we have no idea what the truth is.
Yes, I know. It's just, I finally realized I can't jump to conclusions when there's so much doubt about what's happened. That's why I wanted to say I'm sorry.
Then let's call a truce. When you gave me the evil eye, I pegged you as just some punk. But now that I've gotten to know you, you're a pretty decent kid.
Zelos, you don't have to talk like that. It was probably Emil in Ratatosk mode that gave you the evil eye.
Indeed. It seems that Emil gets a bit abrasive when he enters this so-called Ratatosk mode.
Stop it! Stop talking about the other Emil like that!
is Emil too, and he's doing the best he can. So please stop talking about him like this.
Ah, right. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm afraid I went too far as well. I'm sorry, Emil.
No, I'm fine.
Well, moving on. I think it's about time we left. Sorry to rush you all, but I'm worried about Celes.
Yes, I'm sorry for delaying. Let's get moving.